You come home from your honeymoon, expecting to crash on the couch, only to find your lakefront turned into a $25 a day tourist trap, with strangers kayaking and your HOA president pocketing cash like she owns the place. That's the madness I stumbled into last summer, and let me tell you, it's a story of betrayal, strategy, and sweet revenge. I'm Ethan Caldwell, and this is how I took down Linda Voss, the neighbor who thought she could steal my land while I was in Israel. It was a sticky July evening in Pine Hollow, Tennessee, when my wife, Rachel, and I dragged our suitcases up the driveway after 2 weeks abroad, part work, part honeymoon. We'd poured everything into this lakefront home 8 months ago, our slice of peace after my marine years and new contractor gig. The lake, clear and private, was why we stretched our budget thin. But as we pulled up, jet-lagged and dreamy, our jaws hit the ground. Our dock was a circus, kids splashing, families renting kayaks, and a booth with a sign screaming, "Premium Lake Access, $25 per day." Linda Voss, HOA president, stood there in her badge, collecting cash like a carnival barker. Neighbors with grilled burgers were some pain, others clapping like this was a community fair. Rachel squeezed my arm, whispering, "Ethan, what's happening?" I dropped my bag, my marine com barely holding as I marched toward Linda. She spotted me, flashing a smile faker than a used car salesman's. "Ethan, Rachel, welcome back," she chapped, clutching her clipboard. "We've launched a community lake sharing program voted in while you were gone. It's a hit." I pointed at the dock, voice steady but burning inside. "This is my land, Linda. I'm still paying the mortgage. You're charging people to use my property." She flipped through her papers, pulling out a document that looked official. "Actually," she said, like I was a slow kid, "new HOA rules grant easement rights to lakefronts for community benefit. We sent you notice, but you were on vacation." Rachel tensed beside me, and I saw neighbors look away, except Tom Delaney, the retired mechanic, shifting uncomfortably at the crowd's edge. Linda kept selling her premium lake experience, counting $25 bills while announcing an emergency meeting to formalize her scam. "Oh, and Ethan," she added, smirking, "you owe $2,400 in retroactive fees." My exact mortgage payment, a deliberate jab. As we hauled our bags inside, I knew Linda had misjudged me. She saw a young vet, new to the neighborhood, and thought I'd fold. She didn't know my military training taught me to plan, document, and strike when the time's right. The next night's HOA meeting was a setup. We arrived to find it started early on purpose. Linda was mid-slideshow, maximizing community assets, pitching her theft like a corporate deal. We were ushered to chairs up front, like defendants in a kangaroo court. Her slides showed revenue, customer reviews, even growth plans for my lake. I slapped my deed on the table. "This proves I own the lakefront. No easement exists." Linda waved a fake survey claiming HOA control. She called for a vote on her resolution to steal my land. 6 neighbors raised their hands, Tom didn't, staring at the floor. Linda handed me a bill, another $2,400 for dock upgrades. A page slipped, floating out a window onto the lake, like my rights were drifting away. "Pay in 14 days, or we'll lien your house," she said, victorious. That night, Tom caught us outside, voice low. "I didn't vote for it, Ethan. Linda's profiting, not the community." His words were a spark. Linda wasn't just greedy, she was running a con, using HOA power to turn neighbors against me. Here's the twist: Rachel overheard Linda bragging to a neighbor about security footage of her operation, proof she thought would lock in her control. I knew it could backfire. I went undercover the next day, cap and sunglasses, playing tourist. Linda's setup was sleek: signs, a payment booth, glossy receipts. I paid $25 to access my lake, my phone recording. "Nice business," I said. Linda, thinking I was a rando, boasted, "We basically own this lake. The new guy should share the wealth." I snapped photos of her signs, flyers for spring break lake parties, her whole scam laid bare. Her dock was a disaster waiting to happen, cheap anchors, wobbling under crowds. Saturday, I watched from my kitchen. By noon, 10 groups packed the dock, too much weight. It swayed, a kayak flipped, and the whole thing collapsed. Screams echoed, gear sank, and Linda's premium operation turned to chaos. She blamed everyone: the lake, the weather, but families demanded refunds, one threatening county inspectors. She coughed up $500, her scam unraveling. I strode over, all neighborly concern. "You okay, Linda?" Her face was fury and panic. "Sabotage," she spat. I pointed to the shoddy anchors. She rambled about management challenges, giving me more ammo. Monday, I marked my property with white lime, stark and undeniable, and planted a sign, "Private property. No access." Linda slapped up a bigger one, claiming HOA rights. Customers hesitated, sensing a fight. Her hired security arrived, but when I showed my deed, they billed twice in 2 days. Tom hung a banner, "Property rights matter." Neighbors started questioning Linda's lies. I invited everyone to a welcome back barbecue, promising Israel photos. 7 households came, curious. After sharing honeymoon stories, I fired up a projector. "One last thing," I said. Linda's voice boomed, "We basically own this lake." Faces dropped as I showed receipts, flyers, photos, her fraud exposed. Tom stood. "We owe Ethan an apology." Linda's stealing. Neighbors shredded her fake documents, voting her out on the spot. Linda stormed in mid-presentation, pale as her own lies played. "That's edited," she screamed, threatening lawsuits. Tom laughed, "Get a lawyer, Linda." Sunday, neighbors arrived with tools, tearing down her dock in hours. We burned the lumber in a barbecue, her sign smashed. Linda showed up, new guards in tow, but neighbors blocked her. Cops arrived, telling her, "You're trespassing." She was arrested later for sneaking back, begging me for a reference from jail. By the lake, I held the phone to the water. "The lake says no, Linda." I tossed it in, watching it sink. "The lake's quiet now, ours again." Tom's HOA president, with rules protecting our rights. Linda faced fraud charges, paid fines, and moved away. Was I too cold, letting her scam collapse before striking? Or did she deserve that fall? Tell me below, ever fought an HOA tyrant? Share your story, hit like if you're Team Ethan, and let's talk justice.